Fungal infection spore got a few new updates, and today we're gonna go over everything that it adds and how your precious flying base is no longer safe because it has a new calamity boss called the Hindenburg. There's also a few new structure. This thing here is called the Glacial Mine, and in here you will find some gear and everything you need to make the cold dispenser unit work. And if you crawl in the vent, on the other side, you will also find a cooling dispenser unit with some food and a record. Speaking of food, there is now 3 new food: the milky sack, the brain noodles, and the vigil eye soup. You can craft the milky sack with the aviolic sack dropped from the royal meal with a mail bucket. This one will give you food and saturation, as well as removing all negative effect. The vigil eye soup is crafted from the eye of the vigil with a bowl, and this one will give you night vision for a minute, but with a mycelium infection for 10 seconds. Also, I think the milky sack do not remove, good effect, because right now I have night vision, and the milky sack does not remove it. And the brain noodles crafted from nerve, which are crafted from cerebrum, will give you haste 2 for 13 seconds, as well as mycelium infection for 10 seconds. There's also new mobs around these laboratory structure like this one here, called the Plague. This is an artificially created spore that is fast, but also weak. And now, in order to see the new Hindenburg, we're gonna go onto this giant castle in the sky and start the infection. And hopefully, since we're in the sky, there's gonna be the new calamity that's gonna spawn. Let's place a few mound and also a proto hive mind, because there's something new with this thing that we're gonna talk later. So we're gonna let this place get infected, and we'll be right back after this time lapse. Alright, so the Hindenburg just hatched. The only problem is, well, it's kind of stuck inside this building. Usually, it should destroy blocks and find its way out. I just don't know why it's staying there, but yeah, it's basically a giant flesh blimp. And also, if you noticed, there's walls of like flesh material that is forming around the proto hive mind, and that's one of its new way of defense. It's gonna form 2 giant biomass wall around itself, and within this biomass there is something called membrane. And what's great, well, for the horde, what's not great for you, is that the membrane lets the flesh mob go through, but not you. Unless you're in creative. So, oh my god, there we go, the Hindenburg is doing something. It's freeing itself out. Okay, also, when the Hindenburg destroys... Yeah, there we go! Look at it! It did it! When it destroys the biomass, it becomes membrane, so other mobs can follow through it, so it doesn't compromise its defense. Well, okay, no, so the nuke it dropped did? Because, yeah, basically the Hindenburg is just a bombing machine. So, it is going somewhere, and it's dying to pufferfish. Well, there we go, lads. You have the trick. Just place down a bunch of pufferfish. What the heck is... No, wait, it's actually dying. Is the Hindenburg gonna be bested by a bunch of pufferfish? Oh my god. Okay, well, it's trying to do something, but it's almost halfway through its HP. Also, I think the water is preventing the explosion from damaging, but... yeah, all the pufferfish died. It's not gonna die against pufferfish, but it brought it to almost half HP. Wait, hold on. Also, oh my god. Blindness, poison, corrosion. This thing is dangerous. Alright, let's give the Hindenburg something to chase. Maybe if we put an iron golem here. Yeah, there we go. It's flying up now. And it dropped a nuke. Okay. A tumoroid bomb. Look at the explosion of that thing. Yeah, hopefully your base is not targeted by this thing, because this thing will destroy all of it. Also, even if you're not in the air or underwater, there is now a 30% chance for the calamity born from the womb to be random, which means even if you're on ground, it can be Hindenburg or a Gazan Breacher. So to test that, we're just gonna feed them a few infected Vindicator. There we go, these one are pretty much ready to give birth. Alright, so we have a sieger, because basically we are on land and the signal is normal, so it should give 70% of the time a sieger if we're on land. But let's see, out of these 9 womb, there should be at least 1 or 2 Gazen Breacher or Hindenburg. Okay, so here we go. We have a Gazen Breacher out of the normal womb that would normally spawn a Sieger, and we have like 7 Sieger here, so it is a pretty low percentage, but there's a chance that any womb can give anything. There's also a cool Easter egg called Dr. Pilot was here inside the Hindenburg. Anyway, so that was the Hindenburg and the biomass, but there's even more. There's now new mobs. One of them is a combination of tree spitter called the Usurper, and that thing basically will just spit acid and corrosion at you. There we go. Also, the Iron Golem is one of the only mob to be affected by the corrosion effect. Oh, hi. But there's also a new type of mob called a Hyper Evolved. And this one is a bit more complicated. Let's go down there in this village to talk about it. That thing is beautiful. Anyway, this is the Wendigo. When a stalker kills 5 or more enemies, it can transform into this, and this basically will kill mobs, find somewhere in a cave, and call it its nest. And it will drag the bodies of its victim, making sure to grow the nest and spread the infection. And also, I think it shows here, because I haven't placed any mound, and the blocks are getting decayed. Wait, I think the simple presence of this thing is enough to convert blocks. Hold on, is there any mounds? Wait, what? Oh, I think that's it. The Wendigo is enough. Also, where's the villagers in here? I think they're all, yeah, they're all dead because of normal day and night cycle. The Wendigo can break blocks up to a hardness of 3, which means stone, wood, leaves. All of this can be destroyed by the Wendigo, so... Oh my god, that was creepy. Anyway, that's not all. There's one last thing we need to talk about, and we're gonna go to the Nether for this one. There's a new variant of the infected called the Crispy. And basically, if a Gazen Breacher takes fire damage, or any other mob that can have this trait, for a certain amount of time without dying, one day it's gonna transform. Come on. Oh, there we go. We now have a Crispy Gazen Breacher. And yeah, it's just basically fire immune and really, really dangerous, because this is a whole sea of lava, so you can't just dispose of it in the Nether. There's a few more mobs that can be crispy like that, like the Umarmer or the Licker. You can also craft a symbiotic reagent, and it's basically a way to buff your flesh weapon. So if you have like, if you have the infected saber, you can right-click on it, and it will give you the symbiotic reconstruction, which will repair your weapon to the cost of your hunger. I'm not fully sure about this one, but that's what the wikis say. There's also a few bug fix here and there, less crash and all that stuff, so hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. I also have a video about the Gazen Breacher itself, so if you want to watch that, it's gonna be on the screen right now. And as always, you're awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. So is this thing more dangerous now in the Nether? Or it's just... Ah!